தினம்தோறும் விளக்கேற்ற நல்ல எண்ணெய் இதயம் நல்லெண்ணெய்.
We are growing, as our guest mentioned. Now we have completed 41 years, and from 180 students in 1984, now we have 100,000 students in 4 campuses. In fact, some people ask me, why do you admit so many students? Because it will bring down your rank. I tell them, we are not a small country with a few lakh population or 1 or 2 crores population. The population is increasing. Now we have crossed 146 crores. And unless we educate them, where will they go for the future? I strongly feel that all the institutions, including government institutions, should take more students. Unfortunately, the government colleges and universities, they don't admit more. Because if they admit more, they have to construct buildings, classrooms, labs, appoint more teachers, spend more money, so they restrict. In fact, there are universities run by governments with 1,000 or 2,000 students. I think this should change, and education should be given to all poor and middle class in this country. It is not happening. According to 2011 census, there were 14 crores of children between the age of 18 and 23 who are eligible for education, out of which only about 4 crores are getting higher education. What happens to the rest? Where will they go? So it is the duty of all the state governments and the central government. Of course, now education is in the concurrent list. In fact, when it was brought to concurrent list, I was one of those who voted for it in Lok Sabha in 1976 during emergency. Till that time, education was in the state list of the Constitution. I thought both of them will help education. It will be good for the students. But it is not happening. Both of them want to collect from educational institutions. I think this should stop. All kinds of either in accounts or outside accounts collecting from education and health. These are the 2 areas where government has to spend more. And as far as science and technology is concerned, we have to go a long way. We have to improve, because only then we will come up and become a developed country. I always compare ourselves with the forerunners in the economy. Take, for example, US. They are number 1 in the world in total GDP. They have 50 states. One state is state of California, whose population is 4 crores. Ours is 145, 146 crores. But their GDP is equivalent to India. They are also about $4 trillion. So we have to compete with them. We have to compare with them and come up. What are the things to be done? Unless in science and technology we dominate, it will be difficult. And it also requires a lot of research activities. That's what now we are trying to give it to the others also. We have invited school students so that they will also take interest in science and technology and research. In research, we have to compete with other developed nations. For example, the spending on research, we spend less than 1% of the GDP on research, whereas other countries spend 2%, 3%, even more than 4%. So this is the time now that we concentrate on science and technology in higher education and also in research, so that we will also be able to compete with the developed countries. Ultimately, our Prime Minister says by 2047, we should become a developed country. That will be possible only through education, and we have to concentrate on it, and especially science and technology and research areas where we are doing our best. As far as VIT is concerned, we are trying to encourage all the research areas. And in fact, we are number one in admitting research students. We have 4,000 odd research students in Vellore alone. In fact, we pay them 35,000 rupees per month as stipend because we want to encourage research activities, and also that's how we are number one in publications among all the 1,200 universities in the country. I thank our guests, our chief guest and the guest of honor, Ms. Anand Narasimhan and Srimati Pravina for accepting our invitation. And I thank our chief guest, His Excellency Majid Ali Mansoori, having come all the way from Dubai, Abu Dhabi. You know, it's a small country, but a very developed country. Their per capita income is $75,000. We are in $2,900. Of course, it's a small population. And among the population, only 20% are local people. 80% are from other countries, of course, dominated by India. But I would like to inform you that we should also grow like them. And they control. Of course, UAE is known for oil wealth, but among the UAE, Abu Dhabi controls everything because they have 95% of oil, 92% of gas, and that's why it's a wealthy country. But even then, we must also learn from them how to attract more investment. Their investment is to the tune of $1 trillion, which nobody expects. It happens only one or two countries in the world, and that's how they are doing. And our guest, chief guest, is a part of that administration. I thank him for having accepted the invitation to be here today. I wish the Gravitas 25 all the success. Thank you.